API3. For me, API3 is one of the most undervalued cryptos at the moment. I look at this as, because it is an Oracle, but it's probably the best in class right now. It's such a strong project. Oracles are going to be so important for the entire future of crypto. So, I wouldn't be shocked to see like a huge run on Oracles in the next bull cycle. I think API3 can do a lot in this time, and I would look through what's been happening with API3 over the past couple of years, because their integrations and stuff have been brilliant. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed everyone that I was buying up all of these coins because I expect them to go up massively. And you can see what the prices of all of these coins were when I recorded my videos, and the highs these coins hit less than a year and a half on, and what the profit would have been from $100 into each one. And if you had done that, thrown $100 into every single one of these coins when I released the videos and held them for less than a year and a half, your profit from that would have been over 123 grand, which is pretty damn good. Now, I don't hold these anymore. I sold all of these. Since the market crashed, I've been buying up new cryptos, and I share the cryptos I'm getting in on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can do a 40x, a 50x, a 100x, I get in on it. And what I'll do is I'll jump onto my site, I'll tell my members about the coin, the profits it can have, the percentage of my money I'm putting in. So they always see the exact percentage of my portfolio. And what this does is it eliminates just tens of thousands of hours of work for people that want to make profits in crypto. They can copy along. They'll make the exact same profits I do, except they don't do any work whatsoever. Now, all that time that can be spent with family, friends, doing whatever the hell it is that anyone wants to do, and they'll make the profits in the market. If that sounds good to you, just go to copymycrypto.com now. You can pause this video. On the site, you'll see what the members have earned since being there. You'll see the things I've said in the past and what ended up happening. All of it's public record, so you can literally confirm and verify everything that you read. And if you do like what you see, maybe you should join. So, API3, just $1.06. Now, API3, a good chunk of the suppliers are out. They got 86 million of a total supply of 125 million, sorry. So another 40-ish million to go, about 39 million to go in terms of tokens. API3 is an Oracle system that's been set up. What the difference between API3 and a lot of the other Oracles? Oracles effectively have what we call a middleman problem, right? Because every Oracle, or most Oracles within the system, are third-party Oracles. So what the goal of API3 is to remove that third-party risk, to be fully decentralized, and to be able to be integrated into a system so that you don't have any middlemen costs as well. So APIs are crucial because of how they supply blockchain with off-chain data. Without it, the decentralized ledgers wouldn't have a clue about how much coins should be worth. So in setting out why API3 is unique, one of the founders explained how decentralized APIs can provide superior data transparency all the way to the factual data source level compared to existing decentralized oracles which do not consider the data source API within their scope of their solution. So they have removed what the oracle problem. That's what they've been trying to resolve, and they have done so. Because as I said, oracles are a form of middleware that sit in between APIs and smart contracts. So that increases costs and it increases centralization. API3 gets around this by enabling API providers to operate their very own nodes. So they've already introduced a ton of different things, right? Since being up and running, and remember, they have been up and running for all of sort of 3 years, right? In that time, they now have 120 plus data feeds on over 16 blockchains with 0 bridges and 0 middlemen. This means API3's decentralized APIs are aggregated from first-party oracles directly on the native chain. It means that all the data that native chain has comes from first-party info. You never have to rely on cross-chain bridges as a central point of failure. In the past 2 years, bridges have been exploited for over $2.5 billion. API3 removes the requirement of a bridge. So it removes that risk, that huge risk of exploits and hacks. API3 is now available on Ethereum, BNB Chain, Optimism, Phantom, Moonbeam, Genesis, Moonriver, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Polygon, Polygon Zero, Knowledge Ethereum, Virtual Machine, Base, Carver, Linear, and Mantle and Rootstock. All done over the past few years. Absolutely staggering the speed with which these guys have developed. So as I said, they don't rely on their third-party middlemen. What they've also introduced are very cool features like their Air node. And as you can see, their partners are not just blockchains, they are integrated into a ton of different DeFi protocols as well, whether that's Injective protocol as an example, or many others. So there's a few ways this can work. The Air node is a simple crypto-free Web3 API gateway that enables API providers to connect their data to decentralized apps on blockchains. They also have Chain API, which is Airnode's effortless, no-code integration tool that enables API providers to self-deploy an Airnode in minutes. So again, what they've done is make sure that everything can remain in-house. It removes huge risks in terms of hacks, exploits, and more. When we actually look at the overall ecosystem now as well, it's grown dramatically. If I can find it, let's go on to data feeds. And they also have the API3 Alliance. This is the largest association of API providers on Web3. So Web3 apps have been limited by their inability to access real-world data. The AP3 Alliance changes that. The Alliance members are quite substantial, as you can see. These are just some of them. There is an immense amount. And by joining the API3 Alliance, members empower dApps to directly call their web APIs using API3's Airnode. Said API so many times. So there's a few different ways this works, but there's no charge to be a member of the API3 Alliance. The only requirement is that you host a web API providing valuable data or services that support a Web3 use case. Now, you can actually, so a lot of these companies get the APIs up and running and they charge for them. And people price their APIs based on whatever they decide they feel fair or appropriate. So again, it's broadening the overall sort of API community, it's broadening the overall market as well. As I've said, these are truly first party. It's really the first of its kind. Every other Oracle system out there has always been a middleware. So the fact that API have managed to do this, or API3, have managed to do this, is pretty staggering. This is, for me, one of the coins that's only going to go up. It is a really strong project. And as I said, the single most important, probably the single most important technology within the crypto space right now are oracles. They are so fundamentally vital to everything that's within the space. One oracle, as an example, unfortunately, so many oracles are centralized or have a single point of failure. One single hack on an oracle, say it was Chainlink, would affect every project that it's involved with. Now, the way API3 works, literally the hack would have to happen to direct to the API embedded in a project. So even if that happened, it would be that single project that would be affected. It wouldn't affect every other project that API3 is attached to. So there is no single point of failure ever for API3. That's a huge, huge, huge plus. And for me, this has to end up being comfortably in the billions of dollars as a market cap. To do that, it needs to hit past $12. I think it can smash all the way up to 20. I really do. Its all-time high was $10.31. I honestly think API3 is going to be a $20 coin, possibly more. As of right now, API3 is so far ahead of its competitors, and having never had a single issue with the technology, having the sheer volume of integrations that they've had now, this is one that will only go from strength to strength during this sort of next couple of years. And like I said, it's the first of its kind in terms of the removal of middleware, removal of a single point of failure. So every project that's using API3 is going to benefit from that. They're going to be less at risk. This has got to be a $20 coin, or maybe more, because $20 puts it at a market cap of 1.7 billion. Honestly, that's probably undervalued still, given that they've removed all risk within their APIs, within their air node infrastructure, within their chain infrastructure as well. How does this not hit $20? This should blast. This should break its previous high with relative ease in the next bull cycle, because by far and away it's the strongest Oracle project in the space. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And did you realize that $2.5 billion worth of hacks have happened across bridges? If you didn't, does that make you think about using bridges differently, or not using bridges at all? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. And look, if you just want to make crypto easy, in fact, remove all work, that is what copymycrypto.com is. It's where I dive into the markets every day. I find coins that are winners. I find coins that are going to 40x, 50x or more, and I get in on it. And when I do, I tell the members on my site, copymycrypto.com, all about the coins. I'll tell them what the coin is, what kind of profits it can have, why I think that, as well as what percentage of my money I'm putting in. Tens of thousands of hours are saved for everyone that's on there. There's a reason we have thousands of members, is that all work has been removed from them, and they can just copy along, make the same profits I do, except they don't have to think about the markets, they don't have to learn, they don't have to read white papers, they don't have to learn about new technology, they don't have to learn about chart formations and chart patterns, they don't have to look at and figure out new upcoming trends, they don't have to do anything other than copy along if they want to. Now, if that sounds good to you, go to copymycrypto.com, just read through the site, have a look at everything on the site, and see if it's something that you want to try. And if it is, I'll see you there. And that is it from me, guys. Have a good day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.